Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my stream. I'm Jack, UI UX designer, illustrator, animator, donut connoisseur. We're working on a Halloween project. We've been working on it as much as possible throughout October. We're keeping it simple this time around. I do a Halloween project every year, and you can go check out my Behance to be able to see some of the past ones that we've done. But we're keeping it simple today. We just got back from Adobe Max, at least I did. Flew in yesterday. I have a ton of laundry to do, and I still have to unpack about 5,000 stickers from my luggage. So I hope everybody's doing well. Let's just get into it. So we're working on this little guy, this little ghost friend over here, and making a little pot of soup inspired by Umacorn and Corey, I guess, was the inspiration for this. So this is where we're at. Let's see, how many more weeks do we have in October? I don't even know, you guys. I don't even know. This past week has thrown me off. So we're the 8th. Oh, I have to change my time zone back. We got one more week to get this done. So we got a lot of progress we gotta make. Is that a coffee cup? What is that, Corey? Is that stew? I don't know what it is, but it's a cute little icon. Soup. Okay. I'm also in the latest and greatest version of Illustrator. So if you have any questions about any of the new tools, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to show them off, some of the new stuff. I got a handy little tip from Tony, but maybe we'll wait until a couple more people join, and then I can, if anybody asks about it, we can show off the little tip I learned. Sarah Mapes is joining. Welcome, Sarah. How are you doing this morning? Gerard. Oh, lots of people are joining now. So I guess maybe I'll show this off now because it's lots of folks joining in. Hope I had fun at Max. Yeah, it was a blast. I had so much fun meeting all the people that I have not had the opportunity to meet in real life. I don't know how to relate this back to our pumpkin here, but if I'm just gonna make a bunch of shapes so I can kind of demonstrate this, I want to show this little handy tip that I learned in in Tony's supercharge lab, supercharge your Illustrator knowledge. So we're gonna make a bunch of shapes here. I'm just gonna make a variety. Hey, Steve Move. And just because I think this works better if you've got a variety of stuff in here. So I'm gonna make these all, let's use our color palette. Duh, that's why it's there, Jack. All right. So we got a couple things going on here. I'll make one shape here. And we'll do this in like yellow. All right, so we got a bunch of shapes here. We're gonna use our type on our path. I keep calling it that. We're gonna use our, what's it called? Objects on a path. Objects on a path. All right, so I've got a path here drawn. And I'm gonna switch this to a stroke so you can better see it. Make these a little bit smaller. All right, so we've got our objects here. We've got our path. And we are gonna select our, oh, wrong thing. Hang on. So you wanna select all of your shapes. You're gonna select objects on a path, and then you're gonna click on the target path. See, it gives you a little tooltip on your mouse cursor there. And it's gonna highlight, and when I do that, it's gonna, oh, I don't need the tour. It's gonna give me this new group, similar to if you're working with like a radial repeat or something like that. It's gonna give you the special objects on a path group. And it's got a lot of options in here. We can move all of these. We can move these individually along the path if we wanted to. So like we could switch the order of these elements here. I can decrease the spacing, so bunch them all out, bring them all back out. We can rotate all of them. We can also rotate them individually. You have to zoom in quite a bit to do that though. I believe you can rotate them individually. Maybe not, maybe I lied. Maybe I lied. All right, but I wanted to show you this. I'm gonna jump into isolation mode. And when you're in isolation mode for objects on a path, you can copy and paste these, so you can start to add more. I don't know that everybody knows that. I didn't know that until Tony demoed it. It's gonna add them to the end of your path, so then you can just kind of go back out of here. And this gives you the option to also edit these shapes if you wanted to. Then we're gonna go back out. And once we're out, we can rearrange these if we want. So there you go, a little tip for you. I'm sure I'll show this again during the stream, but if you didn't know you could add shapes to a path after the fact, you can. All right, back to our little ghost friend. We had to add some details on this. Please, we're redesigning. Also, welcome Nengi. This is a Halloween, just a little Halloween art. I do a Halloween project where we work on a project through the entire month of October. So I don't know what this is going to end up being. Maybe it'll end up being a little sticker since it's kind of like a spot illustration. But the idea here is that we're just taking suggestions from the community. You can see over here, I've got a bunch of suggestions and ideas. We need to add the end of the spoon. I keep forgetting that. Ray says, greetings from London. I just noticed you're on. Yes, I decided to stream this morning. So yes, I didn't announce it or anything like that beforehand. So I did, well, I take that back. I did post on social that I was going live. So we need to add our spoon in here. I need to work on more details of the cauldron, I think. And more detail on our logos friend, so that's where we're kind of at. Going into here, we're gonna add a spoon. Spoon. Find Jack in all these places. Yes, thank you, Corey. So let's do. I'll probably do. I'm just gonna draw this over here and then deal with the perspective of it and having it sit in the soup. So this is obviously gonna have to be a wooden spoon. So we're gonna drag out a shape there. I'm gonna scale it down a little bit. And we need to make lighter and darker values on this. I'm just searching for a wooden spoon to make sure I get the details on it. All right, so we're gonna do slightly lighter here. And our lighting is from this side, so it's gonna catch it actually just on the edge here. We're gonna have like a little bit of a highlight. Let's open up our options here. Make these slightly lighter. And like I said, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be working along here this morning. I had a great time at Adobe Max. Like I said, I met so many people for the first time. And everybody was super nice. I was going to stream it when my mic died. Hi, Sean! Oh, this is already, I guess, let's see. I'm sorry that your mic died. That's unfortunate. Let's do 75 for this. I'll buy a Blue Yeti. Oh, look at you. Fancy. Sorry, I'm thinking. Oh, I see why I did that. Okay. So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna make this. We need to go to something between 50 and 75, so we'll do like 60. Alright. And you know, I don't like that big highlight maybe. Alright, you know what, we're just gonna go with it. So what I'm gonna do, I wanna merge these shapes. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. And then I'm gonna outline this just because I want to round that connection. I'm gonna do that over here as I troubleshoot this. I'm sorry to hear that your mic died. That's really unfortunate. Bad timing. Did you have issues? I haven't been able to watch any of the, now that looks like a wooden spoon. I haven't been able to watch any of the, Adobe Live video stuff. Aside from, they were streaming like in the creative park, but I didn't get to catch much of those, so I'll have to go back and watch the replay of everybody's streams this week. It's on my to-do list. I'm not gonna do any more with this, so I'm just gonna group this, copy it, and I might regret this choice because I do need to squish this a little bit. In perspective, and I think that's going to do weird things to my spoon handle. We'll see. I just might need to add some depth to it. I'm also not a fan of how it needs to be quite long. Merry Maximus is my new catchphrase because of all of the announcements where I thought you had Yetis, my mistake. No, I don't have Blue Yeti. Contemplated it. I know they're quite finicky. Oh, but what I can tell you, if we're gonna talk, if this is now gear talk, the Logitech booth at Max had a super cool new little toy that me and Ryan and Selby were playing with. It's like a It's like a Stream Deck. They have their own version of a Stream Deck that like auto switches depending on what you have open. But it comes with a dial. So, and you can connect that dial to like different sliders in the apps. So like you can collect, I feel like you'd really get a lot out of it with like Lightroom, because you can like tie it to specific sliders, which I thought was cool. Anyways, we were having a lot of fun with that in the Logitech booth. Now I feel like I made it too long. There's like no winning here. All right, we're gonna go in between those two sizes. It was fun. There we go. I had a different mic, which was not good. I will say that. I don't remember what it was. Corey probably remembers what it was, but it was a hot mess. And I can't recommend it. Okay, because this needs to come down. I'm gonna have this like cut off a little bit, which is why I'm making it a little bit longer. I've seen Photoshop Cafe do a stream on it, looks cool, but I had to spend the money. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I feel you. But yeah, you get a chance though. I mean, it was very nice. It was a very I want to bring this down more. Sort of like, I'm looking at where I want this to sit. Where I want this to get cut off. Alright, and then we're gonna make a copy of this. I'm gonna isolate this path. And then I'm gonna delete some points here. All right, and this is gonna need to be a little bit darker, but not as dark as the pot, so a lot of things to consider. There we go. Now it looks like a spoon. I can see here that this is all messed up, so I'm gonna isolate this path. I'm gonna cut this here. There we go. Alright. It looks good. We're gonna add a little bit of a highlight on the end of that too, but I don't want to get too detailed. I just want to get some of the some of this worked out. So we're gonna add another shape in here. I'm gonna mask this, but I also want to add this behind. So we're gonna put this, actually I'm just gonna leave it there for now. And then we're gonna go into here, and I'm gonna create a mask. Now remember that when I make a clipping mask, everything inside of my shape is what's gonna be visible. So I want to keep all of this visible from the top up. So that's what we need to do. See? And now we have a little shadow behind it. We're gonna want to bring this down actually a little bit. There we go. Alright, this also looks weird. I'm gonna go fix this. I'm just gonna cheat it a little bit. That's fine. I love how I have an array of spoons chilling. I'm gonna put them on my working layer. Let me make sure I've got this step on my working layer too. Made that brush, which we could do something with. Maybe at the end to add a little something. What I mean. I'm gonna add a highlight too on this before I forget. Well, maybe we won't. Maybe I'll wait. I'm gonna wait to add any more details to the soup pot. Or to the edge there. Put my spoons on a path. Were you here when I was showing that off? A little bit ago. We'll do 2 different sizes. In case you missed it, we'll do another one here. Use the curvature pen tool here. This time. Alright. So go path. And I'm gonna grab these. This little pro tip I got from Tony's session. I'm gonna show you here. We'll do a couple. We'll make these different colors too. Since these are using swatches, I can just change the colors as so. So we'll make a couple different. It's not gonna make any sense, but you know what, that's fine. Some spoons. Spooky spoons. We're gonna select our path here, and we're gonna select our objects. We're gonna go to objects on a path, and I'm gonna click on the. It gives you a hint. You're gonna click on the path that you want to set your objects on. There we go. And now I've got a bunch of spoons on here, and I got a bunch of controls. It's gonna make a new group for you called objects on a path. It's a special kind of group similar to the radio repeats and all those. So we've got a special kind of group here. You can rotate all of these spoons around as you see fit. You can switch the order of them by dragging them around on your path. And you can, where is it? Here it is. You can change the spacing. Now let's say we're like, wow, now seeing all these spoons here, I want to add some more. So you can double click into your you can go into isolation mode for this objects on a path group, and you can just copy and paste. Now whenever you, when you copy and paste, it's going to add them to the end of the line. So just make sure that you are aware of that. You can also, once we get out of this, drag them out here to rearrange them. Now the cool thing is you can independently scale these down if you wanted to change the size of them inside of this group as well. And now let's say we're like, well, actually I wanted this orange spoon to be over here. And you can go back and rearrange them. So there you go, a little demo for you this morning. And you got some, I don't know, some magical floating spoons. Oh, you can also change the appearance of this path, so you can get rid of this. Set it to none. And now you just have an arrangement of spoons. You know, floating around. Alright. Thanks for the pro tip. I got that from Tony. I can't take credit for it. Did I mention that? I feel like I mentioned that, but that was from the last session I attended on the last day. Hey, Clever. Good to see y'all. Glad to be back. You know, I hope everybody enjoyed Max. Let me know what your favorite, things were. The favorite new tools, favorite live streams, favorite. What am I looking for? Sneak. You know I had to love Project Turntable. Obviously, that's my jam. So, new Sneaks were great, yeah. Yes, they were. So I got my little feet. I don't want to add any additional shading on this yet until I figure out what else I want to add to this visually. I don't like totally love. The text just looks kind of placed on it right now. But I'm also afraid that if I add too much, it's not going to make any sense. I don't know, y'all. Turntable is my fave. I like the strides for content credentials, though it's way unsexy. Yeah, I mean it's good. That's important stuff. You know what? My whole thing with that is I feel like I need it to be it needs to be in all of the apps. Right now, content credentials only get added automatically in Photoshop, and it needs to be in the other apps as well. That's my thought. Those are my thoughts. I don't know what else to add to this cauldron. I guess we just leave it like this. I do need to modify these arms. Since right now they're both identical, and we don't want that. So we're gonna deal with that first. I'm just gonna call you Zubail. MD Zubail Hassan says great work. Thank you. I don't know what's going on here. I think I have some transparency or something. Let's double click on both of these, make sure they're all 100%. It's weird little, must have accidentally dragged a little bit. I'm gonna modify this hand to be slightly different. What is going on here? There you go. But all of this. Alright, we're gonna. Come on. Ungroup. Trying to group just the bits of the hand here to make it easier for myself. I should have done this before, but. Alright, so there's all the hands pieces. And I'm gonna go ahead and change this just so I can see it. I'm gonna add a new position to this. start plugging it in. This needs to be smaller. All right, so. Alright, so we got 2 different hands. Alright, so I'm gonna grab all of these and put them inside of this group. And then I'm just gonna grab this again. It's gonna look crazy for a minute. I just wanna reference this. We're gonna hand some of these out here. Cut this. Alright. Project Remix a lot felt like wasn't something new as it's in Express. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. Mohit, welcome. Let me know if I'm pronouncing everybody's names correctly. I do apologize if I am not. Just gonna go through and round these out. Remembering that this is a character, so we don't need it to be. Oh, let's see here. Sean, got it, Sean. Thank you, appreciate you. There's a demo for everybody in the chat. Alright, that looks good. Obviously I need to fix this now. Just need to bring this in. I don't even need that point. Technically. There we go. Go. Now our friend has 2 different styles of, well, 2 different placements on the hand, so it doesn't look so exact. Symmetrical. I'm tempted to also change the position of this a little bit. Well, I don't know if that will look weird because it's also supposed to be like the handle. No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna leave it. That way it still makes sense. Alrighty. So I said I wasn't gonna add a lot of shading to this, but I feel like it's hard to tell what's going on here unless I start to. So I'm going to do that. I'm trying to get better about using this panel. It's not my favorite, but mostly because it doesn't have everything I need in it. Like I still need the color panel in particular. Alright, we're gonna release this compound path. And then we're gonna use, I'm gonna do two things here. So we're gonna have one in the back, one in the front. Hey Nate, how's it going? I'm gonna make this slightly darker in the back. I'm gonna isolate this compound path. Actually, we're gonna release it and then isolate it. I'm gonna turn off smart guides for a sec. All right. Nate's got a pun. I'm about to stir things up. Very cute. What do you call a large reptile? I can't talk today. What do you call a large reptile who likes to stir up petty fights on social media? An instigator. Very nice. Here for it. All right, I need to sort out my layers here. So we've got some, we're gonna make like a shading group potentially. Okay. This is gonna be darker. This is gonna be a lighter in here. Darkest, lighter. Okay, that looks good. Looks very impressive, Jack. Thanks. We're working on it. We have like 2 weeks to get it done. Oh man. Wish me luck. We lost a week due to Adobe Max, so. But that's okay. I think it's gonna be fine if we start adding some shading to the inside edge of the cauldron. How was my time at Max? It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of talking to people. I enjoyed meeting all the people that I interact with like on a regular basis. And that's regular basis. A lot of folks that you all know were there. So, and some folks I guess that maybe you don't know. So I got to meet Phil from the Express Streams and Izzy and DTM. I got to meet some folks from the Discord. So I met Gleeful Kraken. I got to meet Unique, for those of you that know. I got to meet a whole bunch of folks who I'm not going to name drop from the Illustrator team. I got to meet Paco and Jacob, who run production, Andrew, Emily, the Good Type folks, if you know them, Claudie, Fergie, Tyler Pate, Jacob Perez, Nick Longo, Nick and Andrew were both there. Kyle from Motion 9 Hotline. Evan was not there. Fresh Cake, if you remember Fresh Cake. Tony Harbour, of course. James Barnard. Let me think who else I had to meet. Anna. Valentina V. A lot of people. It was a lot of people. I'm probably missing some folks. Did I say Ryan? Ryan Selvey. And they're all super nice, folks in real life. And I got to meet a bunch of y'all. Let me know if you're in the chat and we met at Max. I met a lot of people who are in the I guess the ecosystem. Anna McNaughty, Sean. I saw Paul, but I did not meet him personally. There were like so many people swarming. Who else? I don't know. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, a lot of people from the community were there as well, which was super nice. Rick was actually working. If you know Rick from the chat, was working like the HP booth. So. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. We were gonna do the inside edge of the cauldron. Maybe I start it lighter, just so it's easier for me to kind of see. So we're gonna go lighter. And then we're gonna go in here. I'm gonna go darker. Actually, I probably don't even need to do that. Yeah, okay. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, Z. Nate is saying the invention of the spoon was an important part in human history. It caused quite a stir. And we're gonna pull this down a little bit. And I think I am gonna make the outside edge a little bit lighter. All around. Okay. Looks better. Sorry, I'm thinking. love these highlights. We'll work on that. Nate's asking if I was able to attend everything that you wanted to see and attend. Yes, so I didn't have much that I wanted to, like many sessions I wanted to attend. Most of the sessions I signed up for were to see specific people. So I signed up for James Barnard's session because I wanted to meet him. And I signed up for Tony's session because I wanted to meet him, although I ended up meeting Tony like way earlier. So yeah, those are the two primary people that I wanted to meet while I was at Max who were doing sessions, and they were also like the sessions themselves were also probably the most interesting for me. The See One, Do and Teach one with James Barnard about like leveraging educational content, I feel like is like super relevant to what I do. But also Tony's session, I knew that Tony was doing like a more advanced Illustrator lab, so I knew that was going to be good stuff. And I mostly just wanted to meet people. Like I had a list of like people that I wanted to meet, and I met every single one of them, so that was good. The only person I didn't get to meet was Val, but Val was not at Adobe Max, sadly, so I did not get to meet Val. Obviously Wade too, but neither Wade nor Val were at Adobe Max, unfortunately, because as they should have been. And then I unintentionally got to do one more thing. So this is story time. I'll talk while I work. I wanted to get the Illustrator certification, but I wasn't gonna be heartbroken if it didn't happen. Mostly because people ask about it like all the time in the Discord, and I always feel like guilty because I've never done it, and I feel like I can't really answer any questions on it, since I haven't done it. So and obviously I wasn't gonna take it away from people who it was really important to them to do it. So the sessions filled up, and I was like, yeah, it's fine. I'm sure that there'll be opportunities in the future, kind of a thing. And I ended up lucking out in that on Wednesday, a bunch of people dropped Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. dropped the 8 a.m. session, because they all filled up, if you didn't know. So all of the certification sessions filled up early on, and I was like, it's fine, I'm not worried about it. But I didn't end up getting into a session on Wednesday because a lot of people dropped that one. And so on 4 hours of sleep, because the night before was Sneaks and the Max Bash, which went very late. So on very little sleep, I got up very early and made my way over to the conference center and got my certification. So if anybody has questions about it now I feel confident that I can, answer those questions for you. So, which was my goal ultimately, was to be able to answer people's questions on it. That being said, speaking of James Barnard had a great session. I'm gonna do this. I'm not confident, so I'm gonna hold down Alt when I do this to make a compound. What is it called? Oh my gosh. Compound shape. Alright, we're gonna darken this too. So I ended up being able to do more than I even thought I would be able to do in the time that I had there. I didn't think I was going to have time to get that done, and especially since all the sessions were filled, but people dropped out, so I had the chance. Yeah, and I'm sure it's gonna come up what what were the questions that like tripped me up or where I had trouble. There was only one question that I will say that I got tripped up on, and it's not even that I got tripped on. Look, I mean, I didn't want to do the math. There was a question that has they wanted you to convert, and it was like a multiple choice question, so it wasn't one that I could like use the app for, and it was asking you to convert a document at a specific size in inches to the pixel resolution at 300 dpi, and I was like, it's too early for that. So, and I was like, I'm just gonna guess the approximate. So, I mean, I don't know if I got that one wrong or right. I gave it my best guess based on the options I had. That's an unfair task. It was fine. It was a math question, and I was like, I'm not ready for this at 8 in the morning to like sit here. You couldn't use anything, obviously. You couldn't use a calculator. You couldn't use, it was like you and your brain kind of a situation. So that was the only one that I was like, I'm okay with getting this one wrong, because if it was an Illustrator, I could have like used the tools at my disposal to like figure that out, but it was like a multiple choice one of the multiple choice ones. So that was the only one I was unsure on. The rest of them were all very like, if you spend enough time in the tool, you probably know the answer kind of things. So anyways, I'm trying to figure out how I did this. Oh well, this was a choice on my behalf to do it this way, because now I'm gonna have to sort it out to add shading to this. I'm gonna cut this. It's not an unfair question. I'm sure that lots of people could probably get that one right. I fully admit to my own laziness regarding that one. Alright, I think I've got this now. Alright, good. So we need to have this be a little bit lighter. It's gonna look weird for a minute because I need to add in a shadow down here. It's the sort of thing you look up a reference when the tool doesn't do it. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but we're gonna go with it for now. I'm gonna make this darker now. This is hard for real. Serenity says, are you referring to my illustration, or was that a comment on the certification test? I might have to do another thing here where I make this a let's do this compound shape instead. holding down Alt. Let's see, hold on. I need to rearrange my layer stack here so I can do a minus front. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Darn it. Okay, holding down Alt. Create that top shape. I'm gonna bring it down. There we go. Oliver's here. Welcome, Oliver. Whiskey business. Mr. Whiskers likes to whisk. Is that the name of our ghost? I feel like I missed some chat. Let me scroll up. What do you say? Nate's got another pun / joke for us. What do you say when a stirring utensil is doing something unsafe? Hey, that's whiskey behavior. Levi or Levy, let me know how to pronounce that. Welcome in. I don't love this so far, but it's just a start. I also think this needs to be darker. Let's go ahead and grab our, I think I did like 85. Yeah, that's looking better. And I do think it needs to be gotta be the right like highlight shape. That's better. And then we're gonna add another shadow underneath here. And we'll add some more shading. You think the ghost's name is Gaston, like from Beauty and the Beast? Yeah? Corey's gesturing, and I'm not understanding the gesturing.
It's a pun name, Gast.
Uh-huh.
Ghastly, Gaston.
Oh, like Pokemon.
No,
okay.
Like, not Pokemon, just
All right.
ghosts, Gast.
Oh, I think Corey's making a pun. I'm not keeping up today, admittedly. Don't laugh. So I can take advantage of that shape there and do another shape for the shadow I want to add up here. We're gonna go like 95. Well, that part looks better. This part still looks wonky, but that's okay. Ghastly? Yeah, that's what I heard. Gassy. There's I don't know what's happening in the chat. I don't love the bottom of this, I'm not gonna lie. I think this needs to be maybe something like this instead. And maybe pull this up. That looks better. I think that looks better. Building it up looks a little bit better that way. All right, hold on. Corey is explaining this to me. Ghastly resembling a ghost and Gaston, a French name. It's perfect. Okay. Okay. Should I write down some names for the ghost? All right. I'm gonna have to type this out. Gaston. Gaston? Alright. There you go. Ghost name. Sure. We get put a little name badge on him. You do need to add some texture to this as well. But for now, I'm just gonna focus on the some of the shading first and foremost. Do a little, you know, you know what we do need to add? A little bit of a, you'll see, something down here. Oh, hang on. Nope. There we go. Nope. Okay. What's going on? Alright, hold on. I'm just going to rearrange these. And I'm going to put the feet behind everything. That's better. Corey is gonna die on this hill. So we need to add some texture to this cauldron. So don't worry about the text for now. I'm trying to figure out what we could add, like large texture, which would just be like big circles, or we could make like a scatter brush and add texture that way, or we could use the grain, but I don't really want to do a grain effect for this one, to be honest with you. So we could do like big chunky texture. Like so. Or we can make a brush. Y'all tell me what you want to do here. Let me try both, I guess. Why would I do a mix? Alright, well, we can try something. Let's do something different, shall we? I'm gonna group these. I'm just gonna delete them actually. We're gonna go up here. We're gonna make 2 brushes. I'm gonna use black fill on these. The other one that I'm gonna do is gonna be just a line. I'm gonna go add a stroke. Show options. scatter brush for both of these. So if y'all want me to explain how this works, there was a question about brush setup and colorization, so on the exam. So don't sleep on that information. Yeah, we're gonna go smaller. That's fine. If you want me to explain brushes, go through the whole spiel, I will. I just I feel like I've done it before. I feel like we don't have any new folks, so if you want me to explain these settings that I'm changing the scatter brush, I can do that, or you can just go watch the previous stream of this part 2 when we made scatter brush. I'm gonna start with some, actually, we're gonna do 75 and 125 for this. I'm just gonna start with some settings that I typically start around and go from there. These, I don't even need these anymore. I'm gonna make sure that this is on my working layer so I can hide everything. So right now I'm just working with 2 layers, which is not great. Here's my layer panel, by the way. I am gonna go through and leave all of this. Do a little clean up here. Oh, I think I picked an alternate character for that U, that's why it looks like that. Alright, so we've got some stuff grouped here. We're gonna take this off and put it on the working layer too. So you can see that when I hide my working layer, all that I've got left is my little ghost, so. Were there many questions about printing or printers? Not, so here's the other thing. So the test is randomized, so they have obviously some kind of test bank of questions, and they can ask you any one of those questions, or, give you any one of those tasks to perform. It's not like a set in stone test, right? It randomizes every time it loads a question. So for mine in particular, I had maybe one question that was vaguely about printing, but that was through a task I had to perform. So it wasn't, there was nothing extremely specific about printing. I will say this, I appreciated that they didn't get too in the weeds. So one of my primary issues with the certification test is that not everybody uses Illustrator in the same way, right? So you could be an expert using the program, doing something very niche, very specific for decades, right? You could have been using the tool for longer than I have, but you have a very niche use case, so you don't use all of the tools. You're not like all over the program, right? And I feel like you might have a bit of a hard time passing the test if you are in that specific niche, because the certification test is really quite broad, not super specific, but they do expect you to have like a good understanding of all of the tools overall. So that's kind of the only downside. So there was at least one that I recall print specific kind of task or question, but nothing super deep. So if that helps at all, which is I guess positive, because it does stay pretty kind of broad. level. It doesn't get super deep into things, but also, like I said, kind of a negative if your whole focus is on one particular aspect. How many actual times on tests? You have to do a majority, so 2/3 of the test is hands-on. It's in like a whatever the application is that they use. It gives you like a window to click next. So it seems a little bit like, I don't know how this is gonna work when you start, but it's actually pretty easy. Like everything's kind of self-contained in the test, so you don't have to worry about like, what if I do perform extra steps or something like that. You just kind of like go through and perform the task, and when you feel like you've completed the task, you just hit next, and it just kind of records, did you achieve the ask or not. And some of them are pretty straightforward, some of them are a little bit more complex, so anyways, there you go. Should we do more? Obviously this is not final, I just threw it in there as kind of a sketch. Should we do more elaborate feet though? And it says, sounds like, okay, hold on. Purpa saying, exams are meant to create a sense of tension during conferences, help save on drinks. Well, I did mine at like 8 a.m. So I don't know if anybody was drinking at that point. I think everybody was hungover from the night before. Nate says, sounds like they want to know how you use the program quite extensively. Thank you for sharing your experience. Yes, the emphasis is on using the tool and less on. But that being said, 1/3 of the test is multiple choice, and a lot of them are on like graphic design principles. So it's important to pay attention to that section and make sure that graphic design principles generally. And apparently one math question that I just didn't feel like doing. I still got like, in the 900s, so I probably just missed that question. Or maybe I guessed right, who knows. But they don't give you like feedback on which questions you got right or wrong. They just give you kind of like a score. And it's out of 1,000, if that helps. So you have to get 700 out of 1,000 to pass. They will, I don't remember. And you get it right away. It's not like you have to wait. So like once you're done, it like gives you the score right away. If you do not pass, you do have to wait, you have to wait 24 hours before you can take it again. So there was at least, not to put anybody on blast, I'm not going to be specific, there was at least one person there who was trying to retake it, and they were told they had to wait exactly 24 hours at least before they could retake it. So Barbara is saying, sorry I'm so late, I hope I can watch the first portion later. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm working really slow today. It's a slow day, for sure, so. I'm trying to get better about using this properties panel, you guys. Oh, the other thing is, the only thing that I found kind of annoying about the test, I don't feel like I'm giving anything away by telling you all of this. The only thing that I found kind of annoying about the test is that I wanted it, because the tasks are very, I wish that it had actually reset my toolbar after each, like my workspace after each question. I felt like that would have been easier because it left everything kind of like open. from the next one to the next one, and eventually all these panels just kind of got in my way. I was really annoyed. It's a minor inconvenience, I know, but when you're trying to like do something completely different to the last task that you did, it can get really annoying really fast to have a million windows open. So that annoyed me, for what it's worth. I do think I'm gonna add a little highlight here. They did update the site. I went and talked to this. So before I took the test, just so I could like get some information, the folks that from Certiport or whatever actually had like a booth, and I did make an effort to go and talk to them, because like I said, I didn't think I was actually gonna take the test while I was there, but I ended up getting lucky and being able to do it. But I don't really like that. Just leave that for now. I didn't know that I was going to be able to do it, so I went and talked to them about, like, you know, we had a lot of questions in the Discord from people who want to take the exam, but there's not like a ton of great materials for it online, as those of you know. And they were like, oh, well, we just like updated our website, so go check it out. So I did go check it out, and they do have a much better website than they have had in the past. It was a lot more extensive in terms of like there's an actual outline on the site now for you to kind of follow. Before they used to just have like test exams, but now they actually do have quite a bit more information, not only about the exam in general, but just resources for you to like review your review materials. I should probably save this. I'm gonna add another small one over here. Let's do that. I know that I still need to do something with this. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. If I want it to be like raised off the surface, or punched into the surface, or on a separate design. Oh, I was making, you guys, I got so distracted I forgot I was making a brush. Or I had made a brush to add some texture to this. Alright, let's test out our brush. I'm just gonna throw a path in here. I do need to move it onto the top layer though. Let's lock our working layer. I'm gonna make this lighter. And then we're gonna apply our brushes. These are, so I can already tell that the spacing on this is way too tight on both of these. So I'm gonna need to adjust the spacing and the scatter. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna go 500, at least, maybe even 600. That looks better. Okay, I don't want a ton. I mentioned earlier I didn't want a name drop. In regards to what? The Illustrator team folks that I met? Or are we talking about people that did not pass? I don't know their names in particular. I don't want to, you know. I'm just saying there were some folks in there that did not pass. Wait, that looks good. But I do want them to be, I'm going to increase the size at max. I feel like I'm missing something. Let's go 200. That looks better. If it's in regard to the Illustrator team, partially because I don't know that they're not really public-facing people, but also because I don't know that you would know any of them, even if I mentioned them by name. If that makes sense. So I'm trying to demo what I'm thinking here, like a mix of like scratches and like, you see, like scratches and just like dents on this, or what I'm thinking. And this part can be kind of tedious. Not gonna lie. Now that it's very quiet, both me and the chat. We've got about, I might end a little early. It's about 20 minutes from when I normally, 30 minutes, about 30 minutes when I normally stop. We'll see. There's no Adobe Live today. I'll be back next week though, on Thursday, with more challenges, so. If you want to come hang out, we're gonna do more spooky challenges. Oh, Nate's saying, where would one find the aforementioned challenges. I'm certain you mentioned this before. I think you can get to them by going to behance.net/challenges/illustrator. I used to say that every week. Yep, that's the correct link. Are you on it, Corey?
Sure.
Alright, I already got the link, so I'll just post it. There you go. That's where you can find them. So that's where all of the challenges are. If you join the Discord, Cody posts about them every, does like an announcement post. Or you can go to behance.net/live. Thank you, Corey. And from there, there's usually a schedule bar. That will take you to when the next challenge will be. They haven't gotten the schedule up for next week, so just an FYI, it's not up yet. Alright, that looks good. I also need to figure out if the ghost is going to be semi-transparent or not. Nate says, which national holiday is also an online cooking assistant? Easter. Very nice. Oh, you know what? Gotta be careful of stuff like this. Make sure that you put your texture underneath. Otherwise, you're gonna have a mess on your hand. I'm gonna group all of my pumpkin face parts. All right. I mean, part of this is I'm still not totally satisfied with the ghost. And I don't know what to do. Sarah says, I had a meeting, but I have returned. Well, welcome back, Sarah. Hopefully you're amazed at how far we've gotten. Although I don't know. I don't know about that. I can't decide what I want to do with this little guy. I feel like any changes I make, aside from having just straight down, looks odd. I mean, it's sort of the easiest way that we can indicate right now transparency is with the arms and the hand. Start with this side. Actually, we're gonna do. I'm thinking I'm gonna do an object, path, offset path. Ooh, do I not have this closed? Let's see. Join. Alright. Okay, before we do an object path, or offset path, I'm going to show you something, because I missed shipping this. We want to change this to round on the joins. So, I'll try this. I'm going to do... I want transparency. Keeping this group here at the top of things that I want to keep in my working layer. So behind that, okay, I'm gonna merge all of this now. Let me think. Alright, there we go. A little bit of transparency so far. I'm starting to set it up. This is obviously, so let me kind of explain my thought process, and I would have to do that pretty quickly. So the way that the wrist kind of like folds over, the hand folds over, this would be less, this would be more opaque. So you imagine these are like thin layers, right? That's why I'm kind of making the choices that I'm making. I want to have this wrist look like it bends appropriately. I'm actually gonna pull this in more. There we go. So we keep the way that the hand looks like it's bending around. Almost like it's made out of a sheet. If that helps. I'm gonna have to add shadows too, which may be kind of tricky. But we'll deal with that when we get there. I was saying, I have no doubt sooner or later you'll squash this. Yeah, thanks. It's the ghost's face I'm struggling the most with, I would say. Right now. Maybe it's the eyes. Ghost, what's the ghost's favorite type of music? Sheet music. No, I don't like that. But every time I adjust the face, I'm suddenly like, no, I hate it. How to make it look like a sheet. I don't like that. Evie's here. Boolicious. Sorry for the boogie. Would that be the appropriate pronunciation there, Clever? Sorry, put a little boogie in it. Also on Evie. Why do the ghosts become a chef? You got talent for soul food. I don't know. I'm not loving this ghosty friend here. We could try doing... I'm gonna try one more thing. Grab this. Paste it in front. I'm gonna keep a copy of this. And cut this shape. All right. Another tiny tip for you. Not gonna do it. Switch to the anchor point tool and hold down Shift. It will try to keep the shape for you. The reason I did that is so I could round these out all the way. Okay, I mean, it's okay. I don't love it. But it is better than anything that I've tried so far. I almost feel like the eyes need what's going on here? What is happening? Oh, it's a compound shape. Oh, that's my bad. Let me do the opposite and have this be lighter, darker, and this be lighter. That would kind of match with everything else, wouldn't it? That would make sense to do it that way. I don't know. Opinions. Lots of opinions. I don't love that. Do you think that look better in reverse? Like the soup is reflecting light onto its face. Okay. We can go with that. I do think it looks a little bit better. It's a little better. On Gaston's face. Yes, Corey. We know its name is Gaston. Some iridescence on the skin of the ghost to make it look translucent. Yeah, we started to add some transparency coming through on the pieces and parts. It's superb. It's stupendous. I'm wondering if I should add a little, like, maybe not. It's really the eyes for me that I'm not sure what to do with. I mean, which makes sense because ghosties don't really have eyes, do they? They just have hollowed out bits. Put these on my working layer here. Yeah. Copy the face as well. Hey, Robert. How's it going? Let's see. Let's go to our compound shape and expand. Is that helping? Helps a little bit, honestly. Peter! Oh my goodness, all the friends are hopping in now. Welcome in, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what your favorite Adobe Max moment was. I love that. You're saying, tried to watch Max, but screwed up the watching schedule of who's on when. Oh no, yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, add a fire illustration into the pot of soup. Nobody suggested that. I don't love the eye bits here, so I'm gonna get rid of those. Let's throw that in the list. And spider as well. All my type over there. We're talking about the moon as well. I missed something. Also, welcome to Equity Light Communications. Do you have a name you'd like to go by in the chat other than your Behance? You'll have to let me know. I suppose we do like a little. Let's see. This instead. That would really be reflecting the light from the soup. Jag was playing on the background. It should be showing up in the top. So if you look above me, there's a scrolling bar at the very top of my screen in Illustrator that tells you Yoann's music, the song, and the album that it's off of. So I've got links in the description to Yoann's music if you want to go check it out. Yoann lets me stream music in the background, and I do some work for him. I've done a lot of lots of album art for Yoann Turpin. If you go check out my Behance as well. Do we do like orange and then do like a lighter color? Sort of like how we did these. Oh, that looks like pupils in a weird way, and so they would have to be laying downward. I don't love that. I think the yellow is better. Does he or she have ghost pals like a ghost cat? No, we haven't added any other additional ghosties to this yet. Or a ghost rat, like Ratatouille. That would be very funny. Oh my gosh, it's 10. It's already 10. I'm gonna have to debate on the I was saying what? I don't know, I missed something. Oh, it's playing in the background, yeah. I think we're gonna have to end it here though, because it is after 10, and I do have to sign off by 10:30. So, we will have to try to finish this up next week. We'll see. We'll see. I do think the fire gives us an opportunity to do something with the background to kind of tie everything together. We'll figure it out. You be saying thanks for streaming, Jack. Great to catch up with y'all again. Yeah, it was nice to catch everybody after Adobe Max. I'll be live again next week on Thursday for the challenges at 1 p.m. Pacific, and then or 3 p.m. Central, and then 3 p.m. Central, and then I'll be live here on my personal Behance at 8 a.m. on Friday, 8 a.m. Central. 6 a.m. Pacific. I'm getting real good at time zone conversions. So I should probably switch to my face. I don't know. Once again, I don't know if anybody, I don't have any new followers. Let's go take a look through here and see. Jessica, Equity Like Communications, Jose, Fabiola, MD, Zabal, Hassan, Mohit, welcome everybody, Hannah. If you did do a follow, I will let's do a little thing here. There we go, some donuts for you. Thanks everybody for doing the follow. I need to sort out my notifications. I used to get them. They'd pop up while I was streaming and then it stopped working or whatever. So I'll be back next week. I hope you have a great weekend and see y'all next time. I hope your sniffles go away, Jack. It's the post-conference flights, lots of people, you know, as you do. Oh yeah, I haven't done it in a while. I haven't gone through down the list in a while. Let's do that. Apurva, Barbara, Clever, Corey, Equity Like Communications, Gerard, Kevin, Levy, MD, Zabal, Hassan, Mohit, Nate, Nenji, Oliver, Peter, Ray, Robert, Sarah, Serenity, Sean Kozel, Stephen Booth, Evie. We also have some streamers in the chat, Sarah Mapes and Sean. Sean streams regularly on Behance, so go follow them. And I think those are all the updates I got for you. So I will see you all. What? You were looking at me like I missed something. No? Okay. I didn't miss anything. According to Corey. Alright, I will see you all next week. Bye everyone.